Good afternoon. We're here to talk about Jane and a 10-year-old girl and her academic strengths and weaknesses. She's a well-adjusted girl growing up in a stable family environment where they only speak one language, but she's been having some academic difficulties recently and so was referred and was administered the WISC IV test of aptitudes, and we learned some interesting things about her. Her working memory index is probably the most critical element of weakness that she has, but let's first address some of her strengths. Verbal comprehension index is at 104, that's above average, as is her perceptual reasoning index. Those are two things that she really is able to well understand when she's given directions and things being explained to her. More interestingly is, though, that her strength is more in arithmetic rather than in verbal reading. That is one of her big strengths. A full-scale IQ, a score of 97, is about average. Her processing speed index is also low-ish, a 91, and so this is another weakness of hers that she has. Getting back, though, to what I think is the most important part, the working memory index, which is below average. What that really means is that when she is given a complex task to fulfill, she doesn't have the ability to organize it properly in her mind. And so therefore she might forget some of the steps, or she might jumble them up and do step number 4 before step number 2. And this leads not only to a lack of academic success, but can also lead to frustration because she understands basically what she needs to do. It's just in implementation that she has a more difficult time getting through it. So what I would suggest for Jane is, first of all, try to limit the amount of steps there are in a task. If there's any way to condense the amount of tasks, let's say it's a homework or a particular experiment or science activity that has 8 steps, try to somehow condense them to 4 steps. She's much more likely to remember the 4 steps than the 8 steps. The other thing that one can do, because she's so much better in arithmetic, is to actually order them sequentially in a numbered fashion. Step 1, step 2, which is followed by step 3, step 4, etc., as we get the idea. And the more she has something written down for her in that way, the better off she will be. If you have a working memory index deficit, when one has more than a few tasks involved, it can become overwhelming. And as a result, the subject, in our case Jane, just gives up even before she started. But if we allow her to get things in order, I think we will see success. Thank you and have a wonderful day.